Well, maybe you would recognize it better if I called it the Obamacare. As that is its name, everyone has been using for a while, saying that it is a horrible plan. However, these people will be praised the Affordable Care Act while they hear about it because it sounds to them like a free healthcare system. Well, the two things first, this act is not a free healthcare insurance because it's an impossibility. You see, the money that insurance companies will that they pay for your health. It has to come from somewhere, and it's not just coming directly from your pocket, but it is coming from theirs. And lost money. However, the act does make the amount for you to pay healthcare incredibly less as a payment is taken through taxes. Most of the taxes that pay for insurance will come from people who make the large sums of money, thus that they can afford spending a little extra in large companies too.
Now, as my partner stated, there are two things when it comes to the fact that Affordable Care Act sounds like it's free health insurance. She already explained that it's not technically free. You're paying for it through your taxes, most of the taxes being towards rich people and large companies. However, you still pay a little bit, just not as much as them. The second thing, though, is that most people recognize the main attraction of the act being that large companies who have full-time workers have to provide their workers with health care. However, there are loopholes. The first loophole is its full-time workers, which the act declares what is full-time, and from what I've heard, it's 30 plus hours in a week. So if they reduce your hours, then you don't count as a full-time worker according to the act, and thus do not and thus you do not apply for the healthcare that your job is supposed to provide for you. The thing is, jobs look to exploit this loophole, but they really shouldn't, because the reason they're trying to exploit it is so they don't have to pay extra money. They're already paying the money for healthcare, as I said, through taxes that they have to pay for their company. All that the act is asking is that they make sure that you actually have healthcare as a full-time employee. So them taking away your hours in order to save money is little more than them not being smart enough to realize that they're not spending any extra, really, for having full-time workers and having to ensure they have healthcare. The main issue with this act, though, is not the fact that there are loopholes, because all laws have loopholes. It's that it's attempting to fix our already faulty healthcare, and it's not succeeding at doing so because it's not focusing on the main issue, that being how healthcare treats people that have it. It tries to stop some issues by making it to where they can't abandon you because you suddenly got a disease that they don't cover, or they can't cover you because you have a pre-existing disease. No, they still have to cover you for those things now because of this act. The issue is they still don't have to be nice to you, and they don't have to accept you for their healthcare. So if we could find a way to make it to fix the actual companies and healthcare itself to where people can't be denied, then it would be better. They tried doing this by making it to where you have to have healthcare for your family by 2014. Otherwise, you have to get exempt from having to have healthcare, or you have to pay a fee because you don't have healthcare. This is punishing the people who are being denied more than the companies that are doing the denying. So if we could find a way to make it to where companies have to accept you, then that would be better than forcing people to continue attempting to gain something that people are not allowing them to get for money reasons. The best I can say is go over Medicare and Medicaid and fix them. Change them to be more in tune with the times, so that way they're not working off an old system anymore and are actually up to date with how they should be doing things. That way people don't get denied as often, and we don't have to pay a fee because companies don't want to accept us because they'll lose money. I mean, why make something more difficult? Just fix it. Just fix it.
And now it has become a Category 5 political hurricane that is not just causing havoc in certain regions of the country, it is ripping apart every region of the country, from tiny hamlets and towns to major cities, where people are finding confusion, chaos, cancellation, cost increases, all of which were predicted, as if you had NOAA reporting that the storm was coming 3 years ago, and the administration and the Democrats in the House were in denial, they misled, and they did nothing to prevent what is now unfolding. And so I think 2014 is going to be a referendum on the failures of this administration and its notion and philosophy that big government has the answers, big government can do things better, and Americans now fully appreciate and understand that that's not the best